Welcome back, it's H with TLW, and today we're coming to you with the Tudor Pelagos LHD, reference number M25610TNL-0001. This piece comes in at a retail price of $4,400. However, it is important to note that currently this is truly one of the hottest pieces in the sub $10,000 market. So it is quite tough to get. This is actually my personal piece, so it's not for sale. Make sure to subscribe below and check out our office at luxurywell.com. So again, the retail price $4,400, but given that it is so rare, if you have an authorized dealer that has one in stock and that would be willing to give it to you, I tell you jump on it and take that opportunity, because otherwise in the secondary market currently it goes at about $5,000, so at a solid 10 to 15% premium right now. And not at retail. Waiting time so far at authorized retail is about a year to get one of these pieces. It is a marvelous piece. I've always been wearing my blue Pelagos, but of course, given the color combination, it is not really as versatile as a dark gray or black colored dial watch, and that is why when Tudor introduced the LHD, not just for the slightly vintage look and feel of it, the rarity of having a left-handed crown, and just overall the looks of the piece, I was pretty set on getting this wonderful watch. So again, the color scheme is the matte black with these off-white hands and markers, in comparison to the regular piece that we've seen before, or the blue hand. The case is a 42mm, the same 42mm titanium case that we've seen on the blue or the previous black. 42mm grade 5 titanium case and bezel. The bezel, of course, has again the same ceramic insert that you see around here with the off-white markers for diving. The bezel, of course, is a diver bezel, unidirectional ratcheting bezel, has a nice click and feel. It's tight but not too difficult to actually turn. So as we operate this, has a nice fit and finish. One thing that I'm truly impressed, that I've always been impressed with, is the craftsmanship of the bracelet. It is also a titanium bracelet, and that is very difficult to manufacture. Very fine brushed finish on it. Even finer than on the case itself, actually, on the middle part here, and has very little play. That's always a test for me to see how solidly a bracelet is crafted, so that's really wonderful. The bracelet itself, of course, has this very ingenious Tudor folding buckle. It is very nicely crafted. It's obviously milled from a solid piece of titanium, so it's not just bent, which I would assume is not really that easy possible. You see, I haven't even been wearing this piece, haven't even sized it yet. That's how brand spanking new this is. Then of course you have the micro adjustment of the bracelet here, and then once you extend it, you actually even have the flexibility of a diver's bracelet, including also the diver's extension. So that's truly a very versatile and ingenious bracelet, very well constructed. I mean, definitely one of the most solid bracelets out there in the sub $10,000 marketplace. Wonderful to look at. You see all the brushed and polished finish on this piece, even with my finger taps on it. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Again, going around to the other side of the case, you have the helium escape valve. See, in the case is water resistant, or the watch is water resistant to 50 ATM, so that's definitely a diver watch, 500 meter or the equivalent of 1,640 feet. So that's certainly a diver rated watch. And the flat sapphire crystal has an anti-reflective coating. Through that you can marvel this matte black, beautifully matte black dial with the off-white markers. One detail that I really liked, previous and this model of the Pelagos, is this rejo that's slightly slanted. The rejo is the French term for the part that concludes between the dial and the top of the bezel here. You see this slightly slanted part. Let me try to take it into a different direction here, and then this three-dimensional cutouts for the markers in that slanted rejo, as they call it. It's I think it's really beautifully executed, and just a very, very neat detail for this already very beautiful and sort of technical dial with the snowflake hands. Now let me fire this baby up here. It's obviously a screw down crown between those two crown guards. Pull it out to set the date, pull it out to position 2 to set the time, and as you push it back in, you can actually wind the piece, and you will see that eventually the balance will start to oscillate and the second hand will start to sweep and move. So obviously I'm operating it as if it would be a needs to be run in a little bit. Here we go. So now the crown is back screwed in and you have the watch running. Speaking of running, this obviously one of the major strengths of the Pelagos is its in-house movement. The Tudor manufacturer caliber MT5612, as you can read on the ample tile print, which is a pet peeve to many. I actually don't mind it at all. Adds sort of like the technicality to the piece. As you can read, it is a certified chronometer, COSC. The movement has a couple of features that are really important to point out. Most of you already know that, but it has a power reserve of about 70 hours, which is a solid 3 days. That means, you know, Friday evening you put it down and you wear a different timepiece over the weekend. You can pick it up on Monday without having it put on a winder, and it would still be running, which is obviously great. I'm wondering if it does have a double barrel. I wasn't able to, on my quick research, to find out anything about it, but at that level of power reserve, you would typically assume that you are looking at a double barrel movement for the mainspring. It is unlikely that you will achieve such a power reserve from just one single mainspring barrel. The other two elements that I really like about this movement is the fact that it has a balanced bridge, which really adds to the sturdiness of the movement. Most off-the-shelf movements, and even many of the manufacturer movements these days, still have balanced cocks, which means that it's basically a one-sided holding feature to the balance, to the escapement, whereas the double-sided, the bridge that you also find in, for example, the 30 or 35 movements of Rolex, this what I would call the sister movements, they are much sturdier. They obviously have a better reliability and durability. And of course, last but not least, very important, this escapement is featuring a silicon balance spring, which obviously means that it is much more resistant to magnetism than a regular escapement, which is another great technical feature to this already quite feature-packed timepiece. Again, we're looking at a timepiece at under $5,000, 4,400 retail. Current street buy might be 5,000, but even at that, it is still packed a punch in terms of really bang for the buck for such an amazing watch. And I'm obviously not affiliated with Tudor, so there is no reason for me to praise it beyond what it is. But as you know, here at Luxury Well, we always give you true and unbiased advice. We call it the way we see it, and this is truly a phenomenal value for this watch. The watch comes again on this bracelet, but it is also equipped in the package with the diver rubber strap, You can easily put that on with the spring bars. Now the beauty is here you have the desk diver version, and then it does of course also come with a professional diver extension that you could put over the wetsuit. Both of course equipped with the buckle, so it's not just two different straps, but it's actually a true diver extension, which is quite neat and tells you that Tudor means business when it comes to actually using this piece as a dive watch. Again, this is the Tudor Pelagos LHD, currently probably one of my most favorite sub $10,000 watches. It will soon replace my sub, I would think, as my main daily wear, or go together with it. Beautiful piece, and I hope you enjoyed this quick review. We will come back to you with a comparison review both to the non-date sub or the date sub, as well as the blue Pelagos and a couple of other pieces as well. As always, feel free to subscribe below to stay updated. Hit that bell button so that you always get a notification once we come up with a new feature. And send us an email, info@luxurywell.com. Feel free to ask any questions. We want to be your true advisory team for anything luxury timepieces, and make sure to check our latest offers at luxurywell.com. Thank you. Have a great day. Positivity.